Hi, everybody. Been a while since I got on here and said anything, so I thought main reason I felt compelled today is because I was born and raised here in Springfield, Ohio, and out of my lifetime, I've lived here the majority of any place, even though we moved so many times, it ain't funny. But, when you got a wicked kind of person who's up to no good, something scrupulous, they usually have to groom a person or a group of people. They start grooming them for what's to come. So, in regards to Springfield here, many weeks back, this was already getting groomed into the city, so the negativity could be germinating, the stories could start and expounding or whatever, unfortunately. So many weeks back, I first heard that it was the Haitians were taking and eating the white ducks. And then, I heard it was geese, the Canadian geese. And so I thought I'll fact check. Went to my phone, talked to my speaker. So it was a Google search. And multiple things came up, and they were all leading to the origin of this was J.D. Vance. That's what it all said many weeks back. And it didn't say white duck or anything, but I think it said a cat what I was looking up then. So I didn't feel it was true in the first place. I've had nothing but great things in my encounters with the Haitians, and mainly see them in grocery stores or something. And hey, I walk past them. They feel like my vibe. It feels like me, And sometimes we'll look at one another, check in. At times we've laughed and smiled, felt like we were Kamala Harris or something with that smile. Nah, but yeah, I guess that's true. Anyways, this story then, along with the others all the time, I wish more would fact check things. But the story went on, and before the presidential debate, I think it was 2 evenings before, we were watching YouTube, we were watching the Midas Touch. Or maybe it's just Midas Touch. And it's a good way, if you need to fact check, you're busy working, and most people don't have time. They get taught from the top, and we're trained that way, and for many reasons. And if you believe that person at the top, you like to hope that they're going to be honest. What you're fighting for is something real, okay? That would be nice. And anyways, so 2 days ahead of that, I saw on TV what he had posted, Donald Trump that is, in the water hugging a cat and a duck, perpetuating this made-up lie that's divisive and harmful. And so 2 days ahead of that big announcement in front of the giant audience, where they wanted to complete this chaos based on lies and division, it's like what the devil would do, like evil. And yet I watched that convention back then, and they had like a prayer every 10 minutes. And I had trouble with that. Anyways, I'll come back to the Springfield in a moment. Well, since I mentioned that, I did watch the Democratic convention. And, when people have freedom of speech, when they actually believe in what they're saying, they embody it, and it shows. I didn't see any issues with that during that whole convention. And I can't say that for almost no one in the Republican one. Now, I'm not here badgering. I'm telling you, the way you know what's going on is you drop to zero. Don't project out. If you find yourself, but it could all do this. I could all whatever. Come to zero. Where am I? I'm on top of the world in Springfield, Ohio. And I only know what I know. So back to J.D. Vance and and this lie. I was watching CNN. He was being interviewed, and the subject was on this town. And J.D. Vance brought up, and I forget how he worded it exactly, but he really admitted that he believes if he has to lie and make up a story to draw attention to something, or more like so we can get our way, groom him. Trump comes out with this pivotal moment to, boom, let's hurt this city, this Ohio little city that already was dealing with a lot, but working it out well from my limited view. So anyways, when they tried to pin him to repeat that, he didn't like that at all. So, if you're gonna, and so then if you know this and you're a liar, and you'll have to try real hard to be a better actor, better get a better actor. Best if we could just be honest. In that book you guys prayed to 10 minutes every time in your convention, it talks about liars not even inheriting, God's kingdom. So, anyways, that's what's happening there. We have a beautiful city in Springfield, nice parks, nice people. I've had, they've treated me well in the few years I've been back. In the overall, a few minor whatevers, but hey, that's life. So, yeah, in that Democratic convention, my wife and I were dancing, watching that. The music was great. All things said, I believe in that. And I've not been a government follower. Everybody will scream, there's liars, there's cheaters on every side. Come to zero. Watch, use your mind, use your eyes, use all your senses. The answers are pretty simple, and people embody what they believe in usually, or they hide it real. Anyways, the veil's getting lifted. You can't hide from everybody. And I have a problem with liars and cheaters, those who just try to control people in ways because they put their trust in somebody. You have brave people out there willing to do something. Problem is, we have leaders that didn't wield that responsibility in a way that warrants that at all. So that's my feelings on a lot of that. I still watch a lot of spiritual things. I don't sound in on a little of all, but I appreciate getting to do that. It's some I hold back on what I'll say because it's not for a whole audience. I've got to learn what point is it with some and what isn't, and I don't know. I don't have all those answers. I've lived a little isolated myself. I'm a limited identity man. But we all are limited identities to our own self. But in saying that, I have, I've been married to the same woman my whole life. Married her, she was just out of high school. I wasn't long out of it. And toxic really all the way through with all the typicals. And at times she's down, anyways, it's been rough. But for the last few years, she's went through the same things I have, isolation from families and this and that. She's put up with me, and we enjoy our time together, and we do okay. How it goes, how it is, who pushes, what? It's not people's business. And the things that us, we, me, her, are open for is we're learning it correctly, not how we were taught. If you haven't figured that out yet, we're not going with your old thinking. So, I find some of the spiritual ones I listen to, they're directing so heavily and probably have agendas, and I'm still not going to get told what to do or be threatened if everything you're wishing for is going to come to you if you get rid of this or that. I'll decide it. I've done a good job coming out of where I've been. I like where I'm at. And when you actually have a union with yourself, and people can take that whatever. When I speak and when I write, it's so wide open. That's why people think, if you think my songs are negative, it's because you are negative. If you think my songs are positive, well, you're good. And whatever in between, it's for our good. No, if there's no discipline from children to whatever. So if I write that way, I have some encouraging me to, you got to change that here, whatever. I plan to change on my own terms or as I learn more. So I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to collaboration or anything else in my future. But I'm not making quick decisions or being pressured what to what, or you're despicable. You stayed with her when she didn't support you in this or didn't understand that. Well, neither did anybody in the world from my view at the time. So you can say, hey, you're so disrespectful. You should do all these things. Well, again, I don't have to explain. But here in Springfield, I don't believe anybody's eating any cats and dogs or anything. It's made up. And really that big bill that's happening with all the closings of schools and businesses and city building and all the things, and the extra support now getting sent in, it all costs money. So Mr. Vance, oh yeah, speaking of that, then our own governor, perhaps because it's coming, when you got the top-down mentality and it's bully-like, our own governor says, threw in the idea that he heard that this come from, some foreign countries. Of course. But anyways, many weeks back, the internet already exposed where this source come from. And no, I can't put that at 100% credence. Maybe others could. But that's at least a fact check something, and multiple. Didn't just hit one. They knew long ago it was J.D. Vance. Anyhow, I appreciate you taking time to hear this if you did. And for those that I get to watch and things, I appreciate all of you a lot. And you're not wrong. And no matter if I agree with the terminologies of all that, I'm not that kind of person. Much bigger view now. And everyone I've listened to, I actually... it helps grow my concepts of how to think. And it would be nice, what people need as a whole, whether they want to hear me tell it or not, is being able to know where that belief level sets. You hear something, you're believing in something, where's the credence level really at? You 80%, 100%, 50%? If you're 100%, the only things I can think of 100% for me is mathematical stuff, Math doesn't lie. And no, I don't understand all math, but we'll probably still learn how, with quantum entanglements, math can alter around, but it still don't lie. It still don't lie. 4 + 3 is 7. Nah, you'll never pray that away. Well, it was good talking with all of you. Hope you have the best days you can, and until next time, have a good one.